Hello, excuse me, jeez. Right out the gate, choking on my words. Welcome everybody to another game of Squirrels Baseball. We are in Chicago. I forgot we had one more trip out to Wrigley Field this year. And today is actually completely AAA day. So let me get these guys in the lineup. Oh, not you. That looks like everybody. Probably shut my door so I don't annoy everybody else. Alright, so all AAA guys on the field. Hankins, a AAA pitcher, on the mound, so we'll see how this goes today. We've actually won a few games in a row. So seems like things are back on track, but, you know, now we got the AAA guys in against CC Sabathia, so, you know, that might not go all that great. The Cubs have had a season to forget. I think they're going to avoid losing 100 games, but that's probably about the only nice thing you can say. I do believe they have this year's draft picks both in center and in right, so, you know, good to see what you got when the games don't really mean too much here to wrap up the season. Said CC Sabathia on the mound. I'm sure this is not the kind of year he thought he would have when he signed here. ERA a little under 5, which, I mean, isn't great, but not terrible, but his record not great, which makes sense when the Cubs' record is not great. So Clippard is going to start things off today, and he will start off with an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One away, here's Michalak. He will look at a look at a fastball for strike 1. Line drive, but foul over by the bullpen. The first base bullpen, for whatever that means to you. Pops this one up and foul ground. Rongo makes the catch, and we will go on to Swan. Base is empty, 2 outs. First pitch, changeup for strike 1. That changeup a bit too high. Swing and a miss, that'll make it 1-2. Hit into right field, but right to Telemaco, and that will end the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the first. Matt Merton is going to lead off for the Cubs. You see the AAA guys in, and as mentioned, Hankins on the mound, one of our AAA pitchers, though I'm not 100% sure of it, but I think he did spend a pretty significant time pitching for Portland, which was the other MLB team that came in when we did. I don't know how well he pitched there, but I do think he spent a good time being an MLB starter. Starts off with the strikeout of Matt Merton, brings Orlando Cabrera to the plate rather. He has a 2-0 count. Fouls this one away over by the first base dugout. Grounds this one to Swan. 2 away. Here is Carlos Pena. So he has been hitting in this 3-hole for the Cubs for a few years, but I don't feel like he's ever done a ton of damage against us. As he hits a blooper towards third, that is the 3rd out. All zeros on the board so far as we go to the second. Whiteman is going to lead things off for the Squirrels. Would really like to see Whiteman get another Major League home run before this year is over, though I have a feeling it's not going to happen in the right-handed batter's box. Has an 0-2 count. Called strike 3. One down, here's Bonite. He will look at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away. Minnick's at the plate. He's been around a little bit at this point. Looks at strike 1. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. Ground ball to first. Pena will step on the bag, and that'll end the top of the second. Rongo's going to lead things off in the bottom half of the inning. Still all zeros. Unfortunately for us, CC Sabathia is doing what you would expect him to do to a AAA team. Problem is, he can go a while, so I don't know that we can force the Cubs to go to their bullpen. So, guess we'll just keep an eye on that. Hankins, in the meantime, has a 1-2 count on Rongo, who has been an effective hitter. Pops this one up in foul ground. Minnick is over there to make the catch. 1 away. Here's Santana. Maybe I'm getting my teams mixed together, but I think Santana had lost his starting spot at second. Looks like he has regained it. He gets a base hit into left. That is the first hit for either team. Telemaco at the plate. Makes a bunt, but it goes foul down the third base line. Imagine the infield is in. Hankins checks over on first. To the plate this time. Hit and run. Only play is really to first, but that is not the play that Clippard made. Thankfully, Huseman was able to get it back to first in time. Not sure why Telemaco decided to slide into first. That probably helped our cause. 2 outs now. Runner on second. Pablo Ozuna has an 0-2 count. And he hits this towards third. Swan makes the catch on the fly, and we'll move into the third inning. So the Cubs with a hit, but no runs. Iwata is going to lead things off for the Squirrels in the third. First pitch is called a strike. And that fastball's a little bit too low. 1-1. Changeup bounces in. And this one misses up and in. 3-1. Fastball over the outer half. That got a full count now to lead off this inning. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's probably the hardest Sabathia has been pushed today so far. Huseman at the plate now. Looks at a strike. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Popped up in foul ground. It'll make the seats behind the screen. So still 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. Here's Hankins. Certainly does not have a major league hit this year. I'm not sure he has one in a Squirrels uniform, and that's not going to do it. A blooper to short ends the inning. 1 whole hit in the game, no runs. Shibilo, I don't know how he pronounces it. We'll see if the game pronounces it. Doesn't look like he's going to. He's playing center field for the Cubs. I am fairly certain he was just drafted this past June. Starts things off with the ball in the dirt, and then a fastball for strike 1. Pops this one up right about where the umpire stands. Minnick makes the grab. Here's CC Sabathia at the plate. Looks at strike 1. And he's going to get a base hit into right field. That's the second hit of the day. Here's Matt Merton at the plate. He was the only strikeout Hankins has gotten so far after 1 trip through the Cubs order. Has him at an 0-2 count. And this one hit towards first, and it is fair, right on the line. That rolls down into the bullpen, an awkward spot. Sabathia goes on to third. Cubs have runners on the corners with only 1 out. Orlando Cabrera at the plate. He will look at a strike on the outer half. Popped up. Hankins right in front of the rubber. Makes the grab. So runners still on the corners. Here's Carlos Pena, who I'm maybe stupidly said has never done a lot of real damage against us. So here he is set up to score the first runs of the game. Fly ball into center, and yes, it does indeed fall in. So I should have known better than to say something like that, and now here we are, the Cubs with a 1-0 lead. Rongo at the plate. Runners still on the corners. There are 2 outs. Rongo with a 1-1 count. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Sorry, that's the third pitch. Second strike. Fouls this one away. We'll do it again. Hankins throws in a fastball, and it's put right back at him. He knocks it down, gets it to first, and we are out of the inning. The Cubs do score one, though, as we move into the 4th. The Squirrels back to the top of their order. 5 strikeouts for Sabathia the first time through. So I guess I should only really mention the ones who didn't strike out. Clippard looks at strike 1. Fouls this one away over by the third base dugout. Hits a 1-hopper to second. Santana takes care of that. 1 away. Here is Michalak. He fouled out in his first at-bat. That fastball is too low. Swing and a miss will make it 1-1. Swing and a miss again makes it 1-2. Towards center field, and that will get down for the first Squirrels hit of the day. First Squirrels base runner of the day as well. Swan flew out, though I don't remember where. He might have actually gotten it to the outfield, but I can't remember for sure now. This one is going to get to the outfield grass, but Santana, the second baseman, actually makes the catch. So here's Whiteman, runner on first with 2 outs. He hits a ground ball right to Ozuna. He goes to first, and that will end the top half of the 4th inning. Squirrels do have a hit, but they trail 1-0. Santana is going to lead things off for Chicago in the bottom half of the inning. Santana did get a hit in his first at-bat. First pitch is called a strike here. Swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Line drive, that'll go off the tarp. Swings at a high fastball, and Huseman's going to catch that little bloop line drive. 1 down, here's Telemaco at the plate. Ground out in his first at-bat, and looks at strike 1 here. Grounds another one. Hankins is going to be the one to field it, and he will get it to first for the second out of the inning. Here is Pablo Ozuna. That slider did not make it back to the plate. Curveball is better. Ground to third. Swan, does he have enough arm? He does not. Close play. I'm surprised you don't get a replay, but that goes down as an infield hit for Ozuna. Shabilo is how the game pronounces that name, so I guess that's what we will go with as well. He's got a 2-0 count. There's a strike on an elevated slider. Ground ball to first. Whiteman steps on the bag, and that will end the inning. Cubs still lead 1-0 as we go into the 5th, where Bo Knight will lead things off for Indianapolis. First pitch to Bo Knight is swung on and missed, a changeup. Swing and a miss on a slurve. Both have been to the outer half, if not out of the zone. And then he goes more down with it and gets another swing and a miss. 1 away, here's Minix. He put the ball on the ground last time up. First pitch called a strike on the outside corner. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. And that's going to be a base hit, a line drive into center field. A 1-out single. That'll bring Iwata to the plate. And he starts off with a strike down the middle on a fastball. He's going to bunt this one, and he does get it down in fair ground. Throw goes to first. Squirrels now with 2 outs, but Huseman at the plate with the runner in scoring position. First pitch, a fastball for a strike. Swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Lets that one go by. 4 ball. Called strike 3, fastball on the outside corner, and that will end the top of the 5th. So we'll go into the second half of the game where CC Sabathia will lead things off for the Cubs. They still lead 1-0. CC Sabathia got a base hit and did come around to score the so far only run of the game. He's got a 1-1 count in this at bat. He will ground this one to short. Huseman over to first. 1 away. Back to the top of the order, the third go-around now for the Cubs lineup. Matt Merton, still the only strikeout victim back to start the game for Hankins. Got a hit in his last at-bat. Grounds this one to second. Clifford takes care of that. We've got 2 away. Here is Orlando Cabrera. He looks at a ball inside. Slider down and out. Curveball, here's a called strike. Slider also called a strike. It's 2-2. Ground ball to second, Clifford to first, and that will end the inning. We go into the 6th inning. Hankins is going to lead it off. Cubs still leading 1-0. We would really like to see Hankins pitch one more inning, though I know he's getting tired, so he'll get a chance to hit here. Flew out in his first at-bat on the infield. Looks at strike 1. Bounces in a slurve. Hankins lets it go. There's a called strike on an elevated fastball. Hankins, that'll be a base hit into center field. That's his first major league hit this year. I don't know that I have any way of going back to see what his past stats look like. That'll bring Clifford back to start the Squirrels' third go-around, and he has a 1-1 count to start things off. Make it 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down, runner still on first for Michalek, who has a hit in his last at-bat. That first pitch down and away. This one's still outside, it's 2-0. Michalek fouls this one off by the third base coach. Line drive, but right to Santana. 2 away. Here's Swan, who's put the ball in the air both times, but can't get it to fall. Looks at strike 1. Up the middle, goes off of Sabathia's glove. Only play is to first, but I forget who's playing. Or Cabrera, there we go. He makes the play easily. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Carlos Pena is going to lead things off for the Cubs. He has the lone RBI so far after I kind of talk crap about him. He's going to fly out to center here. Can of corn fly ball to the outfield. Rongo has fouled out and ground out so far. That fastball not over the plate, too far outside. Curveball is going to land into right field for a base hit. Spins a little bit away from Iwata, but he's able to keep things at a single. So here's Santana at the plate. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch is a curveball inside. Ground ball to third. Swan to second. Clifford, he throws it, but wasn't really much of a point. He was pretty much already there. 2 away. Runner on first. Telemaco at the plate. He fouls this one away. He's got an 0-2 count now. Can Hankins get out of the inning here? Challenges him with a fastball. Gets a high hop that, well, Hankins should have been the one to field, but for some reason he went straight home. Minix ended up fielding it back on the second base side of the mound. A bit of a crazy play there. Pablo Ozuna then at the plate. He hits a ground ball to Clifford. Whiteman probably should have fielded, but this time the defense does enough. So we go into the 7th inning. The Cubs still with just a 1-0 lead. Whiteman to the plate. He has struck out and ground out so far today. Looks at strike 1 here. fouls this one away. Line drive, that is fair, just inside the line. Whiteman's going to try to make it into a double, and he is in there. There we go, leadoff double for the Squirrels, maybe just what they needed. Bo Knight at the plate now. He looks at strike one. That fastball too high. Sabathia comes back with a changeup that's called a strike. 1-2. Bo Knight looks at strike three, did not offer at any of those pitches, I do not believe. So that'll bring Minix to the plate. Runner still on second, now with one out, and he swings and misses at the first pitch. Hits this one right to Cabrera. Whiteman able to get back. That'll bring Iwata to the plate. 2 away. He's going to need a hit to get this run in. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Looks at strike two. Hits a ground ball to third, Ozuna to first, and that will get us to the 7th inning stretch. First real threat from the Squirrels when they come up empty. Cubs lead 1-0. Shabilo will lead things off in the bottom half of the inning. Hankins got us his 6 innings. Honestly didn't pitch badly. Sorry, volume not cooperating with... Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Somehow messed up the view here. I'm going to throw McNichol, who was going to pitch yesterday, didn't get to because Lamosny threw the game of his life. So I think he's only going to get 1 inning, and then we'll have Junet come in to finish the game, is the plan right now. Well, I'm going to have to figure out how to change the view back to TV here. I don't know what button I pressed. Shoot, should I change? Should I pause the game here? I obviously pressed something. Maybe I have to... This is more what you would see if you were actually playing the game. Shabilo strikes out. So why can't I change this now? Oh, I think I accidentally moved the infield. I might have done that on its own. Okay, I don't know how to change this back. I'm going to pause the game here after Sabathia bats, and we'll figure something out here. Alright, one moment while I sort this out. Okay, well, I just can't seem to figure this out, so I guess this is how we're going to end the game unless I can do something after the inning break. Merton, I think I've got myself so lost now. Yeah, that was Matt Merton, got a base hit up the middle. So here's Orlando Cabrera. He swings and misses at the first pitch. That one inside. Oh, gosh. Sorry, I'm still hitting a lot of buttons, so, you know, my apologies for not being a very good announcer right now. We're going to go into the 8th inning. Still a 1-0 Cubs lead. Huseman is going to lead things off. I thought it was the Y button I hit, but... Huseman looks at strike one. Oh, here we go. Okay. I think I just Was the A? I pressed the A button so many times, though. Anyway, we got things back how we were looking at it. McNichol is not going to hit. Good thing I got that fixed before he came up. Let's throw Quentin out there, see what he can do. Why not? All right, base is empty, 1 out. Quentin pinch hitting. He will bat right-handed. CC not seeming to be super bothered to be here in the 8th inning. Said he's only thrown a few what you would think of as stressful pitches after a leadoff double last inning. That's been the only real threat from the Squirrels today. Quentin strikes out. That'll bring, that's his 10th strikeout of the day, I should note. Clippard now at the plate. 2 outs, base is empty. This one's going to go into right field for a base hit. That will bring Michalak to the plate. He's 1 for 3 already. Looks at strike 1. Hits this one foul right over the first base dugout, which I do know in Wrigley is the visitors' dugout. Pops this one up to Sabathia, and that will end the top half of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Carlos Pena is going to lead things off. The Cubs still leading 1-0. The hits starting to even up, though, a little bit. 8-5 in that department. Cubs still ahead, but, you know, it looks better. So here comes Juné. He's probably, honestly, out of all of our AAA pitchers, he's probably the best one we've got. Unfortunately, he's had 1 rough inning since this September, so his stats don't look it. But he's one that probably actually has a major league future ahead of him, if I had to be real honest. Starts off with a curveball, does not get the call. Fastball in there for a strike. 1-1. Swing and a miss to make it 1-2. Pop foul over the screen. This pitch down and away. 2-2. Fastball, that's lined right into center field. A leadoff single for Pena. That will bring Rongo to the plate. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. Swings and misses at a curveball. Cutter also gets a swing and a miss. Fastball right down the middle, and Rongo takes it. Oh, Santana 1 for 3 on the day. Runner on first with 1 out. Looks at strike 1. Ground ball to second. Can they turn the double play? Clippard on to first. Not in time. 2 down, though. Telemaco at the plate. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. Looks at strike 1 here. Ground ball to second. Clippard to first, and that will end the 8th inning. Pretty uneventful stuff. We go to the 9th. Heart of the order up for the Squirrels. So again, that's heart of a AAA order that I'm not even sure I've got in the right spots. They only need a run to stay alive. Swan, by the stats, by the ratings, should have the most power out of the AAA guys, but we've not really seen it. He's hit 1 ball really hard, and it was foul, unfortunately, by about a yard or 2. He's got a 2-1 count. This one's up by his face. 3-1. Fouled straight back. Now it's a full count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Here's Whiteman. Got a double in his last at-bat. As that changeup goes outside. Comes back with the fastball, and it's called a strike. I don't know if I was thrilled with that call. That one was more of a strike, and it's a ground ball to second. Squirrels down to their last out. Here is Bo Knight to try to keep the game going. He kind of fists that one to third, and that will end the game. Your final score today, Indianapolis Squirrels 0, Chicago Cubs 1. Granted, it was a AAA lineup, so I'm not going to get too worked up about it. And that AAA lineup was also facing CC Sabathia, who threw a complete game. No shame in that. I think that hit there by Whiteman might have been the only extra base hit of the game, I think. I can't think of any others. CC Sabathia and Carlos Pena share your player of the game honors. Thank you everybody for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Otherwise, we're back here in Wrigley tomorrow. We will see you then.